Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Minecraft. Today I'm thinking I want to work on a tree farm. I think that's what we're going to do. Talked about this giant tree a few episodes ago, and we're really not going to make any progress if we don't have trees to work with. Hello llama. What should we name him? I guess our llama needs a name. What should his name be? Or her? I don't know. Well, the llama survived the creeper explosion, so I don't know. You just call him Survivor for now. Survivor the llama. Sure. Well, yeah, let's go with that. Let's see. I'll make an axe first here. That seems like a good plan. Make it faster, more efficient. Yeah, that should be good. I have a lot of junk in my inventory here. Okay, so what do I want to do here? Okay. Axe. Alright. So, I guess to tell you, people don't really know anything about me. Frankly, no one particularly cares, I'm sure, but I kind of need to vent, so... So back when I was in high school, I was considered kind of a quiet, nerdy type. But, I mean, it wasn't like I was made fun of particularly in high school or anything. I was almost a living meme in a sense. I was almost sort of popular in my own nerdy way. And yeah, when people thought of me, they were like, man, that's a smart kid. He's gonna do something really interesting with his life. He's gonna, find a cure for cancer. He's gonna be president someday. He's gonna do amazing things. And part of me kind of believed it. Part of me just kind of assumed that, yeah, he's gonna have a great life, that things were gonna go well, he's gonna be successful, he's gonna be some sort of a successful star of some sort. And I didn't even really realize it, but that's just kind of something that I just kind of thought. It's just kind of an assumption that I had. So that was me in high school. Then I got to college. Now, college was difficult because I went there and I realized, well, gee, there's a lot of smart people. And not only are they smart, they are at least as smart as me, if not significantly more intelligent. And yeah, I felt very average. I didn't feel like I was particularly special there. I didn't feel like I was better in any way than these other people. In fact, I felt somewhat like I wasn't as special as some of these other people. I wasn't as talented as these other people. Which, that was difficult for me. I didn't really know what to do with that. like, okay, whatever, I guess I'll go through college and get an education and try to learn something, and through learning something, I will learn how to be great. I'll learn a talent, and then I'll use it to become an entrepreneur or learn how to find myself, figure out what I want to do with my life. So at that point, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I had thoughts in my head that, I was going to do something great with my life. I was really going to make an impact on the world. I was going to make a name for myself, but I didn't know how. I didn't have any idea of what on earth that would look like. Was I going to be some, Elon Musk figure where I'd have like a big old company that made something super, technologically advanced or something, advancing technology, or was I going to be some, big celebrity that, um, I don't know, movie star, or was I going to make really inspiring and interesting songs that people liked listening to, a cultural icon, or, I could have been any number of things. I didn't know what specifically. But by golly, I was going to get an education, and I was going to choose a good major and figure out how I wanted to spend the rest of my life. So that was what I wanted to do in college. Now, what ended up actually happening was I get into college, and I realized, I don't really know what I want to do, which I guess we had already established that. But furthermore, I don't know what I want to major in. I don't know. I guess I'm just going to try a whole bunch of different classes, see if there's anything that I like. So I try a whole bunch of classes, and the introductory courses, they're always very interesting and optimistic, and I'm like, well, this is kind of a cool subject. But then it's like, either toward the end of the first semester of that beginner course, or when you get into like the later courses, then suddenly I realize, well, wow, this is either like way more complicated than I thought, or it's way more boring than I thought, or way more difficult than I thought. Yeah, and so that happened a lot. And by a lot, I mean anytime that I would think, maybe I want to be this major, then I would go in a couple courses. First it was math. I was like, I was really good at math in high school, I kind of have the nerdy persona. It makes sense that, I could be a math major. And I try it, and the first semester goes really well. I have this really great teacher. He's a really fun, cool guy, and very inspiring and such. But then my second semester, I get this lemon who, I don't know, he was a nice guy, but I didn't really click with him. It's whatever. And I did very, very poorly in this class. Super, super poorly. Like, D minus, something like that. Like, barely scraping by. I just about died there. Oh, there are zombies about. Anyway, yeah, so I take several math courses. I suck at them. It's not at all like high school where I could do trigonometry like nobody's business. I knew how to string together trigonometry and quadratic equations and all of this and that, and I've forgotten it all at this point. I couldn't do it if you held a gun to my head. But in high school, I was very good at it. Anyway, yeah, so in college, I took calculus for the first time, and I completely sucked at it. And, yeah, so that was that. Yeah, so I stopped doing mathematics, because I sucked at that, and I hated it. And so I was like, okay, well, what do I do now? So I was like, I could make a difference by being a politician. I could, become a senator one day, become president one day or something, and, I could make a real difference. I could, bring the country in a great direction, help people that need help, and, advance our society or whatever. So I'll go into political science to do that. Okay, great idea. So I start taking political science courses, and we're getting into all of this very a lot of scholarly discussions in political theory, foreign policy, all of this and that. The first few courses were okay. Even then I was like, wow, some of this reading is really boring and dry, and I don't like it. It's complicated, and it's difficult. But, you know, then I get through, and I keep going. I just power through. I'm like, it's got to get better than this. It's got to get better. And pretty soon I'm like 75% through the major, and then I'm like, I hate this. This is super tedious. I got to get out of here. So this is still like my sophomore year. Basically the end of my sophomore year. Halfway through college. Well, you know, normal college. I'm like, okay, I gotta reinvent myself here. I gotta get a new major. So then at that point, I'm like, okay, what other things am I passionate about? Computer science. It's great. Yeah, you can, you know, I've done a bit of coding in the past, and again, you know, I'm kind of a nerdy guy. It seems to fit my persona or whatever, so I decided I'm going to try computer science. And you know what? I really like the first course. I take an introductory to computer science type course, and I thought it was really cool. It felt like it had a really fun creative component. I could, you know, create games. I could do all this fun stuff. It seemed fairly simple. We're doing a programming language called Python. It's a very easy programming language to learn and use. Definitely recommended for anyone that wants to learn programming. Again, it's called Python. Anyway, but yeah, very cool, very fun. Anyway, but then I keep going through the major, and it gets more difficult. There are... we don't always use Python. We're sometimes using another programming language called C++, which is, in my opinion, far more difficult than a programming language like Python. It's much more particular. So it's like, I don't know, I don't have a good metaphor for it, but it's like, basically C++ is like, the language basically has OCD. It's like, you need to do everything exactly correct, and you have to be much more particular about what you want to say in it. So that's much harder, and then we're getting much more technical about like what types of things we're doing in the language. You have to do all this complicated stuff. There's these things called pointers in programming languages. They're very difficult, and there's virtual classes, and like, it doesn't really matter. The point is that it's very complicated, and it gets very, very tedious very quickly if you're not willing to stay with it. But at this point, it's like deep into my junior year of college. It's the third year of college in the U.S., so 75% of my way through college. Well, at least if you do a 4-year track, which is what people normally do here, or what you're supposed to do here, whatever. So anyway, I'm very deep into it. So at this point, it's like, I can't switch majors again. I have to stick with it. Okay, cool. So I stick with it, I power through. As I'm going through this major, I understand less and less. I hate it more and more. My classmates around me, they seem to understand it just fine. It's like, you know, people joke every once in a while, like, oh, haha, yeah, this is really hard. I don't really understand any of it. But of course, they're saying that in like a jokey, hyperbole sort of way. And then you have people like me where it's like, no, I literally have no idea what's going on at a fundamental level. And so I was becoming more and more clueless in these classes. And it's like, I guess the problem too is, I don't know, like I never really meshed with the other people that were in the computer science major. Like, I don't know, I was just really shy in general, but then also like, I don't know, they seemed much more passionate about it, and just the fact that they got it and could like make programming language related jokes and stuff like that. And I didn't feel like I could do that. I didn't really know the languages as well or whatever, and I didn't really get the jokes, and I didn't laugh at them. I guess that made it very difficult for me too. I felt very socially isolated in my major. Most of my friends were like history and political science people, so That was difficult too. Anyway, I guess long story short, I do badly, but I'm still a smart guy, so I managed to stumble my way through it. Very narrowly. Basically, I guilt the teachers into letting me through. I'm like, it's like I give them like pastries and stuff, and I tell them, oh, you're such a great teacher. I really appreciate what you do and stuff. I'm very much like a teacher's kid, so like I'd make them super guilty if they had to tell me like, you suck at this class or whatever. Like, I feel like most teachers don't have the heart to tell me that, just because I can really butter them up with the whole guilt thing. Yeah, anyway, for whatever reason I was able to get through the major, passing barely, even though, again, I barely understood what was going on in the major. I guess, just to kind of give more background at this point, it's like, not only do I not understand what's going on, it's like, I am not in a good place mentally. It's like I'm socially isolated, and like my self-worth is not super great, so I'm basically, for me, college was basically like a petri dish for mental illness. It was like any sort of like depression or anxiety type feelings that I had were like super amplified in it and just super exacerbated by the college environment. So that wasn't very fun. So anyway, honestly, college is a bit of a haze for me now. It's like I didn't drink at all or anything during college, but it's just like I was always just so tired and exhausted and confused, and I don't know, I think maybe I partially just blocked out a lot of it, but college was not good for me, but I eventually got through, graduated. Problem was, though, that again, I didn't really have the experience or the skill or the know-how with computer science. And I wasn't getting internships just because I was so intimidated by it and I didn't think I would be able to get them or whatever, so I didn't have any internship experience in computer science or anything. And so I get out of college and it's like, I don't have a job lined up. I don't know what I want to do with my major, if anything. Like I said, I wasn't passionate about my major, so it's like, yeah. Anyway, so that was college for me. And then, yeah, I get out of college, don't know what I want to do, so I don't have a job for a long, long time. Like, I don't know, I think at least half a year I just didn't have a job. I was just kind of half-heartedly searching without knowing what I really wanted to do with my life and kind of getting hung up on that or whatever. And then eventually, on a whim, I'm talking with some temp agencies, and then when it actually gets back to me, they're like, okay, yeah, do you want to schedule an interview and we can get something for you? And long story short, I get a job at a call center. It's okay, I was actually really good in the job. It's like, I had some of the highest stats or whatever for the call center people. Yeah, I had a good relationship with my coworkers. But I kind of sort of hated it. Again, I'm not like diagnosed with anxiety officially or anything. Technically I have obsessive compulsive disorder. I was diagnosed with that. I haven't been officially diagnosed with anxiety, even though for OCD you take anti-anxiety meds. That's what I took, at least. But anyway, like, I have anxious feelings and stuff, and the job of, like, having to talk with, like, over 50 people a day, potentially, depending on how many calls you take, and having them be, like, angry customers and stuff, it's, like, not the sort of environment I wanted to be in. So, yeah, so even though I was good at it, and I had, like, a good relationship with my boss and my coworkers and stuff, I didn't want to stay there. So then when another recruiter reached out to me and was like, hey, so you're doing a call center stuff, mostly customer service, do you want to do an IT job? I was like, oh, that's a customer service, or that's a computer science thing, and I can like use my degree more, and I can get paid more, and I can be closer to where I live. So I decided to quit my job at the call center, go over to this IT place where I do IT work. And so this is like an IT firm, so it's like they do, basically it's IT outsourced, so it's like sort of like the McDonald's of the IT world. So basically like a business wants to do IT, but they don't want to like hire their own IT people, so they contact this company and they do IT for them. Anyway, so I was an IT guy there, just like grunt level. I was mostly still answering phone calls, but it's like it was still better because it's like not just rando people and the general population. It's like professional people that have difficulties with their computers and stuff. So yeah, so I do that. It's on a contract for 6 months, but it's a contract to hire position. So after 6 months, if I like it, then I get hired by the company. That's what they said. That's what my impression was. So then the 6 months go up, and then on the very last day, I didn't even actually realize that it was the last day of the contract at the time. We hadn't discussed it at all. They were like, okay, yeah, so guess what? Today is your last day working here. And yeah, they did that without any notice, without discussing with me that they wouldn't be renewing the contract. So essentially, they fired me. That's essentially what they were doing. They were basically waiting until it was convenient because my contract was over, and they fired me. And so now, Q 6 months later, me still not having a job or anything, and me still not knowing what I want to do with my life, and that's basically where I am currently. Yeah, so, and then I'm like, I have no idea what I want to do. I don't know where I'm going. I honestly don't know if I have any prospects whatsoever. But at the same time, I can't just sit around feeling sorry for myself. So I'll try to do something. I'll, try to come up with hobbies and stuff. I do a bit of volunteering for like political groups and stuff, so I do a bit of that. And I'll try doing some YouTube too. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, maybe that could be interesting. It could be fun. So that's kind of my current situation here. What did I want to do? I wanted to get a shovel, because now that I have these trees, now I can get a nice flat area, and then I can create the tree farm there. So that should work. What should the flat area be? Could be right in front of my house, but I don't really want to ruin the view there. Where should I put it? Yeah, I'll put it over here. Seems like a good enough spot. Yeah, so don't know where I was going with that. I guess basically the moral of the story is yeah, this Minecraft series is basically me trying to not be just completely dead to the world, if that makes any sense. I'm trying to still have a presence. I'm still trying to have a presence in the world. I'm still trying to say, here I am, I still exist. I'm still doing things. And I'm trying to do something that I enjoy. I like Minecraft. I know this isn't really, I don't know, there's a lot of Minecrafters. It's not exactly a super open market to tap into or anything, so I'm trying to just make it a fun thing. So yeah. I do kind of wonder, though, if I could be doing something more with my life than just this. I mean, I know I could be. It's just a matter of, I still don't know what I want to do. Whenever I go onto, like, job listing sites or whatever, I'm always just faced with the horrifying fact that it's like, do I really want to do this? I don't know. Not really. What do I want to do with my life? I don't know. Can I see myself doing this? I don't know. Am I qualified for this position? If I do get into some sort of computer science thing or something more technical, like, are they going to take one look at my resume and be like, this guy's not going to be good for this, or whatever? Would I even want to? Like, let's say that by some miracle, one of these more technical positions, these people are like, oh yeah, sure, this guy, we'll give this guy a chance. Would I even like it? Would it make me want to jump off a cliff if I do this job? Would it be super tedious? I have no idea. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to deal with. So, yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing. I guess just kind of bring it full circle. It's like, it's kind of sad and a little, I don't know, like, it just seems like such a stereotypical thing. It's like the guy who thought he was going to do great things, but it turns out that it's like real life is, you know, more difficult than he thought or something. Basically a tale as old as time, I suppose. But yeah, so that's basically what I'm living with now, is the washed up high school person that thought they were going to do great things, and they get into college, realize they're not quite as special as they thought, and then they get into the real world, and they realize that, yeah, basically everything that you thought in college was correct, and also now have to pay bills and student loans, and, or just live with your parents and have to deal with the shame of not being an independent person, despite being, you know, well into adulthood. So, now you're just an adult who is playing Minecraft, playing a children's game, and posting it on YouTube. Like, what am I doing with my life, you know? I don't know. Life is weird, am I right? Smash like if life is weird. But of course that assumes that I actually have any viewers in the first place. Which I guess is... It's funny, I don't know, like... I tell myself that it doesn't matter, and of course it doesn't, but it's like... I don't know, I'm... It would be nice to feel like I'm good at something. Or at least I can be okay at something. You know what I mean? Something. Really anything. I don't know. I don't know. Well, this area is looking pretty flat now, so I guess I'll plant some trees. Guess I don't want to plant them too close together because really the objective isn't necessarily to just get wood right away. I also want to get a lot of saplings too. Great. Good. Good work. It's kind of addictive to think about how life could have been, you know? It's addictive to think about what you could have been in an alternate universe. You know, could you have been more successful? Could you have had a more exciting life? Could you have had more adventures? Could you have wasted less time? Been more courageous? It's interesting to think about. You wonder if it's too late. You wonder if it's too late to do anything special. And then you hear a motivational voice in your head saying, "Oh, it's never too late." And then you think, well, yeah, but, you know, like 2 or 3 years ago, you thought this too. And then you heard the "it's never too late" voice in your head. And then you fast forward 2 or 3 years, and then you're still just wasting your time telling yourself that there's still time. Trying to convince yourself Because what's the alternative? What's the alternative if you can't convince yourself of that fact? I don't know. What's the alternative? Well, I guess I'll end this episode here. I guess we'll see what happens here. I think I have at least one subscriber. I don't know if they are watching this video or not. I think the last at least the last two videos of mine have gotten 0 views, so I guess we'll see if this one ever gets any views. Yeah, maybe we'll in the future. In any case, if you are watching this and by some miracle decided to get to the end of this video, then I appreciate you listening to me, and I hope everything is going okay with your life. I hope that you can be successful and that you have meaning in your life. I hope you have something to look forward to. So, I think that's really it for me. Again, thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.